Hey, what do you need? We'll know when we get inside. I'm guessing old security measures, military turrets, robots. Basically more of the same as on the outside. As for the old legends, I have no idea. It's probably just creepy. Keeps the locals from going in. Hey, what do you need? Just that it's a big military base. I don't have a clue beyond that. And your point is... Look, a long time ago, somebody implanted something in me. Something dangerous. And then, they vanished. Whatever it is they did to me as a kid made me a monster. If a copy still exists out there, it has to be in Fort Dagger Point. And I want it destroyed. I have no idea. The fort's been locked up for 2 centuries, just sitting there. I know that it's had its fair share of adventures. Its front yard has changed hands a few times, but no one that's gone in has come back out. I don't know. Some science mumbo-jumbo that's way over my head. I get to live forever, heal from any injury, and my eye glows green. Among other unfortunate side effects. Look, can we just not push it? It's a private thing. I have a reputation to maintain as a magical badass. Just keep it to yourself. Whatever made me what I am is in Fort Dagger Point, and I don't want anyone to know. There was a company called West Tech back before the Great War. My father was a major shareholder with them. He helped keep their operation funded. In exchange for land out here in this national forest, they did experiments for him. They gave him a special vault, too. Number 18. They were already developing a way to create super soldiers for the army, and it worked. But the Enclave, the top men, wanted a civilian version. The green goo that created the super mutants was only kept in a few locations, and none of the Enclave wanted it near their secret headquarters. I guess green wasn't their color. So, they made a few adjustments. They used some top secret stuff from an airbase in Nevada and mixed it with FEV. Instead of turning the entire body into a giant green machine, they just created one unique organ. One with superhuman healing properties. Like the one that's in me. The rumors of me being killed more than once, they're not bullshit. I've come back from the edge a dozen times. I've been shot in the head in my sleep, burned alive. You'd be amazed at what I've come back from. But the price I pay for it, well, it's been pretty steep. And not just for me. Those were the Enclave officers that destroyed Vault 18? Then you've already met 2 of my kind. The Enclave had a hand in everything back then. The ghouls, the super mutants. Most of the monsters that come out in the dark these days. But the scariest thing isn't what their FEV created out of the wildlife. It's what they did to people. Yeah, as near as I've been able to figure, they took mitochondrial DNA and spliced it with an FEV code. They used my stem cells and grew them into an extra liver. It neutralizes radioactive elements with a kind of cesium-based enzyme and flushes it out of me, wrapped in hydrocarbon paste. But it also continually floods my body with new stem cells, like a stim pack, just inside me. Every cell tailored to my exact genetic image. It can even go so far as to reanimate dead tissue. or create replacements. Yeah, just like that. This is the territory I don't like talking about. That copy of me, it's not just a handy template that occasionally puts me back together. The organ, whatever it was before the Enclave transformed it, they left in its desires and impulses, its hunger, aggression, and its drive to reproduce. This is the part where you're sworn to secrecy. You must promise me you won't talk about it to anyone. Well, every 10 years or so, this thing has created an exact clone of itself in another carbon copy of me, inside my body. It has all of my thoughts, my feelings, and my memories. Everything. It's born fully adult, clawing and screaming its way out. And then it runs off, thinking that it's me. It's not something I like to talk about. I pass out when it happens, and my body changes. When the clone takes over, it's hungry. Not just for anything. It wants human flesh. It turns me into a cannibalistic vacuum cleaner, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. It wipes out entire villages, anything the monster can get its hands on. Then, when it's done, it turns all that extra protein into the clone. I get to wake up to the aftermath as my body stitches itself back together like a busted beach ball, and then realize what I've done. I didn't know how to deal with it when I was younger. I was reckless and didn't understand what happened to me during the transformation. I just tried not to think about it. I hoped it would never happen again. I tried to get used to this world, to find new companions and a new home. Then I killed someone I loved, and I started seeing evidence that I wasn't the only one living my life. So, I became a bounty hunter. I don't just track ordinary bad guys. I'm looking for my clones, and killing them. Of course, but the transformation is like trying to pin down a super mutant. It's easier just to let it happen and then kill, well, myself. I tried chaining myself up in an old vault once. What happened instead is, well, when I couldn't consume the flesh of the dead, it created Jerry. No, not exactly. Jerry didn't come out like the others. Well, first off, he's not female. He doesn't go through the transformation like I do. I guess he's a mule, but he still woke up with all my thoughts and memories, thinking he was me. He was just so small and delicate. He kept me alive while I was dying in that vault. We were rocky at first. We didn't know what to do with each other. But later, we realized we made a good team, and now we hunt the others together. No, he didn't get all the healing powers I did. He was shot in the face by a plasma pistol, and it never quite grew back. He just doesn't talk very often because, well, I wouldn't. I couldn't stand the sound of not hearing my own voice either, always reminding me what I'm not. I understand. I just can't know what it is he's going through. He's not me anymore. He became someone else. There's only two, and I think you've already met them. Now you understand why I was trying to find a way into Vault 18. I'm sorry I was too late. I tried using the old network connections into the vault from the Pine Haven transmitter array, but someone cut the lines. Then you fixed it that night and found my hidden spy site. I was surprised. You were just the hacker I needed. I was going to try to play it off. Then I heard the explosion, and I knew it was too late. I'm sorry. Come on, let's get going. When we find my clones, you have just the same right to revenge as I do. We're going to kill them, and they will be the end of our nightmare.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey, what do you need?
Man, this place is enormous! How are we supposed to search all this for useful supplies?
We
ready to get a move on? I don't want to idle here much longer. Sure enough. Let's go.
need the stuff on the inside. Artillery, mini nukes, spare guns and ammo. It's supposed to be a treasure chest.
Then why didn't the NCR send more brass? This place needs an army to defend against the raiders, not a couple guys.
The army's still bogged down elsewhere. Congress is keeping us out of the fight. We're just here on desperate measures.
Yeah, desperate is right. You two quit talking. Keep your eyes open. When the NCR gets free boots, we'll be all over this place.
On me, I found him.
Ah, damn it. Those bodies must be from the scouts Silverman sent last week.
Yeah, what's left of the poor bastards. Still think we're alone out here, Captain?
There! Movement! I see raiders up on the tower.
Go to cover and take them out. We'll run to the fort. Move!
Dude, watch where you're stepping.
All right, let's see if the key really does the trick. Agent, do it.
Come on, hurry up! Those raiders will send backup that'll be on top of us in a minute.
I got something for you.
Locking on.
Buck up, Trooper. Strip this place clean of anything that... I'm more interested in what that sentry bot is guarding. Orders say there's something down that tunnel.
Yeah, I
Silverman
didn't want
wants
to
us
go
check
down
it
there
out.
anyway. That sure as hell was
Whoa,
monstrous.
yeah! I want to go back out with the raiders. This place is creepy as all hell, homie.
Buck up, Trooper. Strip this place clean of anything that goes boom. Let's search, room to room. stairs or an elevator.
Dude, watch where you're stepping.
Pre-war archaeology. I hate old buildings like this. It's like a tomb just waiting for us.
Hey, Agent. Why don't you take up on point? Silverman put the route in your wrist thing, didn't he? Just follow the map markers. Agent, I'm gonna need a hand moving all this debris out of the tunnel. You head on out this pathway in the opposite direction, see if you can find a way around this mess. Your team can stay here and help us out. My orders come from up top, kid. I don't have to explain myself to you. Hey, I know you're a smart kid. You'll put the pieces of this puzzle together eventually. You don't need me telling you. Hey, look. I don't know what you're supposed to find in there. Just that the brass told me to send you on alone. I don't want to do it. I don't want to send another human being off into the dark by their lonesome, especially not one under my watch. But I have my orders, and I aim to follow them. Now, you don't have a choice. I need you to stick to the plan, or else things will get ugly. We get bloody. That's the end of the line. Take your orders and go. I don't want to go through this with you. I've seen enough people dead on the end of an NCR rifle. I don't have to tell my kids that story. Just take it and go. That's better. You go on and scout this road. We'll work here and get a passage cleared and complete this mission. Then we can all go home.
humans I requested have arrived. Glorious. We have been awaiting you for some time. I was worried you would run the other way when you realized this was a trap. Not that it would matter. I would have found you anyway. I recognize that voice. I remember the woman you came from. What a unique specimen among the human beast. I am grateful our allies among the NCR fulfilled our bargain and delivered you to me intact. What a most glorious prize. I'm sure Silverman wasn't aware of our agreement within the NCR Senate, simply following the orders of his superiors. Super mutants are a powerful race, no matter how disadvantaged we may have been by previous setbacks. Do not blame him for doing as he was told. Your destiny awaits within our manifest. And if it is vengeance you seek for their betrayal, we offer it in spades, child. In a manner, yes. Of course, you wouldn't remember, but I see that legendary curiosity still drives you. How fortunate those traits survived the process. Understandable. That is our reputation. We are superior to mortals, but none of us asked for this gift. I resisted the Master when he first called us from our vault, as did many. It wasn't until after the Master was burned in those flames that I understood the greatness we had been robbed of. My brothers and I had a chance at a life rich with meaning. Was it kind or just? No. We were exterminators, killers, kidnappers. But you have seen the world in which we live. Humans are no better. You've seen war far too young, betrayed by men beyond your lifetime in boardrooms and corporations you'll never know the names of. They left you to be raised in a wasteland, barren, irradiated, squabbling over the last crumbs of what's left in a hellscape. Our existence has created a new meaning to this world, above the oblivion we were damned to as mortal flesh. This glorious purpose will take one last act of force, an insignificant cruelty, to usher in a generation innocent of all of this misery, and then we will be rid of it. Will it matter in 10,000 years when we've seen the worlds around other stars and spread life even beyond the limits of light? A wise choice. I will prepare you for a life unlike one you have dreamed of in your wildest imagination.
Couldn't get too far.
Dude, watch where you're stepping.
Ah, this is indeed glorious. The scans of your body show the Project Brazil parasite has matured wonderfully. Behold, human, your destiny. The torch of our salvation you carry within you. They never told you, did they? The Vault Dwellers or the Enclave. I'm sure they didn't understand it any more than you did. This gift you have been given has allowed you to evolve beyond the abilities of the inferior human flesh before you. But it's the capacity to survive that makes it unique. And not simply survive injuries and radiation, but your own mortality. Come, join me. There. I'm sure you have questions before you meet your destiny. Not that it will matter in a moment. All will be made clear the instant the transformation is complete. There in the airlock can be purified of bacteria that may contaminate the vats. But you do not need those meaningless things. Those are the trappings of mortals. You will soon transcend all of that. I'm sure all your life you've witnessed strangeness beyond your reckoning. The Project Brazil parasite is the last secret from a pre-war experiment seeking eternal life. It was meant to allow a mortal like you to enjoy the benefits of being a member of the master race without our bulk or sterility. But it was wild, untamed. The humans saw it as chaos, twisting flesh into forms beyond their imagining. They feared it, like a cancer. But it was so much more than a tool of the mortals. It was freedom from the inferior form of man, from limits and boundaries. It is immune to radiation, from disease, from death, and it is immune from mortal comprehension. He knows the true nature of Project Brazil, far beyond any of us. If you wish to ask him, you may meet him, but only after your transformation. We do not wish for you to merge too soon. Well, only part of you. You see, we super mutants are created in the vats of FEV, the forced evolutionary virus, like myself. The process renders us sterile, unable to produce offspring, The Father has long sought to fix this problem using an evolved form of the same parasite created within you. You were born with the parasite. It is part of you, tamed and mutable. Once you have taken a dip in the vat, then you too will become a super mutant. But the part of you that allows you to reproduce, that is the part the parasite uses to heal you from injury, the part that clones your tissues. It will survive the process, as will you, transformed but virile. In a manner. After you have been transformed, the Project Brazil parasite will be freed to begin spawning new copies of itself, reproducing endlessly. After the first generations are born, they can be grafted into the Unity. This will allow the Father to spread unity all across this dead and suffering world. A carpet of life born anew, free of radiation, disease, death, and you will be its mother. An entire world of your creation, flawless and perfect, glorious. There was only one way to ensure it matured along with the host, to create our own human, cloned, blended with it in every way. I'd covet yours. My legs would long ago have been restored. Perhaps after your powers have matured, you may grant me a new body. Think of all the lives you will spare from misery, healing all infirmity, weakness, and doubt. You will restore meaning to the meaningless, make giants of cowards, immortals of the damned. But only after you've taken the dip. No, we are trying to end warfare and the suffering it brings, not perpetuate it. War was necessary the first time around, before we understood the true meaning of our supreme nature. We thought we were finite and doomed. Now we have another way, not the dead end of a master, but the gifts of a father. And you will be the salvation that frees man of all iniquity and turmoil. You will cleanse them of their inferiority and grant them eternal life. You have come this far. It is too late to run now. After all, it is your destiny. You were born for this singular purpose. For a mortal of lesser intellect, I'd simply force you over the edge. But, since you are a brilliant mind, ask what you wish. Indeed. We have many copies of her. When the Father was sent away by the Master, he was sent to find Annai. He found her here, in this fortress, seeking answers to her origin. She wished to destroy herself. Of course, the Father was able to lure her into a trap and threw her into the vats. From the tainted vat, he was able to create a second master. Other Annai clones soon came to us. Some were jaded and angry, others more than willing to cooperate. We have consumed them all but 4, and soon we will consume the last of them. Yes, we are aware of them. They infiltrated the fortress using some old override codes and tried to subdue the Father by salting his nutrient lines. While they only managed to impede his growth, they were attempting to dissolve him with a special anti-FEV serum Of course, we destroyed this threat to ourselves long ago. After you join the Unity, we will seek out their remnants and eliminate them as well. What does it matter? She will be consumed in time, and you will gain all knowledge of her secrets. Yes, his name was Mark. He was with the Master when he transcended from his mortal bindings to the glorious Unity. Mark became the first of the Nightkin, the Master's most trusted ally. Mark was responsible for seeking our most vital experiments across the waste. He found the greatest prime normals and unique specimens. My favorite was a ghoul-like creature we called Harold. We gave him a gift called Project China and let him loose. He was a most amusing creature. We are unsure of what happened to him, however. He disappeared. We never went hunting for him. A reasonable question. The scientist who created the project needed a code name to hide its true purpose from Soviet spies. They chose their primitive alphabet as the first layer, and the names of countries after that. A dumb trick, but highly successful. Most spies thought each project belonged to a nation. They never thought to look in California. Why else? To seek immortality, the cure for all disease. They saw a world that would soon change beyond all recognition and wished to adapt to it themselves. But after they saw the face of immortality, their primitive minds shrieked. Project America was meant to create the perfect super soldier, us, super mutants, free from radiation, plague, and stronger than a living tank. Project Brazil was meant to make men immortal, to escape all infirmity, and make the old young again. Project China was intended to create plant life that could graft onto the human body and give rise to fresh oxygen and radiation scrubbers. It was brilliant. An entire ecosystem in one body. But it eventually consumed the host. Projects Denmark and France are simply more FEVs stored in other places back east. We'll reclaim them in time. Of course. You clever fool.
Zap your ass.
Intruder! Destroy!
Dude, watch where you're stepping.
Dude, watch where you're stepping.
Stupid. I know you're here.
Got something for you.
Gonna...
Hey! We heard gunshots. What the hell is going on out there? Shit! What the hell are those things? Fall back! Go! Go! Get to the main corridor! All right, let's go. Get the cows inside, hurry. I want this door sealed up behind us.
That's what you get for messing with this. Shit, he's right there.
God damn. You saved our lives back there. Thank you. I've never seen so many mutants in one place. They must have had some kind of mutant orgy going on in the lower levels. Jesus, that place was huge. They got an entire army in that nightmare. We should head back and report to Silverman before the situation gets much worse. Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry. I'm sworn to secrecy by Silverman. Talk to him if you want answers. I'll meet you back at base camp.